maybe I'll listen to it again. I'll feel differently. I feel with most of his projects so far, it's always been. It's taken time for me to digest them.
Yeah.
Even though it's like perhaps lyrically, not as sonically, and it just I don't know. It's just something about him that makes it just more difficult. Even though it's so simple,
right?
It just takes time for me to like digest it. But I know I like it, so
right.
that's how I felt about So It Goes. It's like I know I like this, and I just haven't listened to this enough to figure out like. To fully understand it yet, and I feel like I'm almost at this way with this album, and I don't know whether it's gonna turn to me being like this is amazing or this is good, but it's definitely I think it's gonna fall somewhere between those two.
Okay.
It's definitely not gonna be like this is trash. So I don't think that's gonna happen at all. Also, a great Ghostface feature, crazy like also just like also point out the beats, the fact they're all crazy. Like they're not New York beats,
and even like the hype shit is like not what you're expecting.
He's not a throwback '90s hip hop rapper,
not in the slightest.
And he's made that clear in Rat King and stuff. Like this isn't '90s revival, this is tribal revival. Like that's what he says in that. So I feel like he still has that spirit in this album, and I've also tried to think a little bit more like there's no mountains in New York and Manhattan,
right?
And just the fact I was like, what does that mean? Just like also pointing out that skyscrapers are the mountains in Manhattan,
right?
But like, what is I don't know, just like is like the forest he grew up in, or what does that mean having a mountain? Like I've just thought about that, and I don't know what exactly that means,
right?
Yet. Like what does it mean having skyscrapers as mountains as opposed to normal mountains? Like,
what does that do?
Does it mean that does that mean it's like manufactured or is it like beautiful? Because it kind of seemed like it was like a nice thing.
Yeah, it seemed like what he was trying to get at is like this is like my equivalent of like I don't know nature kind of. It was just kind of this like I don't have mountains, but I have like these beautiful.
It's a concrete jungle, right?
Yeah,
that's like a.
It's still one of those things where you're just like, wow, I can't believe like this was made or like this is here. Like you see a mountain and you see a beautiful mountain range, and you're like, wow,
you're
this
in
is
awe.
Like,
yeah,
you're in awe of it. And I feel like the huge bustling New York skyscrapers, you get the same.
because it's like godly almost.
Yeah,
like it's almost
like,
it's
wow,
out of this world. It's incredible.
Here, yeah,
and like you might say, there's no mountains in Manhattan, but like.
These are mountains.
Yeah, it's I get that.
Yeah, like that was the vibe I kind of got.
Okay,
from
cool.
That.
I was like thinking like it's something huge.
Yeah.
And like majestic. Yeah, I get that, and just pride for that.
Right.
I was like also I mean like perhaps also I thought about like climbing mountains and like going to the top of things.
Yeah.
And by saying that there are mountains in Manhattan, perhaps it's like the work ethic of people from New York and like the hustle and bustle of New York. That's uncomparable. I mean, if you're there, you're just stressed out.
Yeah,
like
you're just constantly onto something. Like you're stressed for one reason or another.
It's tiring. You're working, and that's like and that's like kind of like the same type of like a mountain climber. Just like keep fucking pushing on and going to the top. And I feel like perhaps that's the philosophy a lot of people from New York have. And by saying there's no mountains in Manhattan is a lie because the skyscrapers and stuff like exist. Both of us a metaphor and a real thing maybe.
Right.
So I think there's perhaps other things, but I'll need more time. I think there's definitely again content and thought put into this album. And he may come off as like perhaps simple at first, but I think there is a lot of care and time put into every aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is it's a very interesting jumping point. I'd say I don't know if this one's necessarily a better or worse jumping in point for Wiki's career, in terms of
I think
whether
Mayor
or not
is catchiest.
Yeah,
song.
like I think Mayor, Pretty Bull, like you'll get the gist of like some of the catchier songs.
I think Mayor is so fucking catchy.
Mayor's amazing.
It's such a good track, and it's like that's like a feel good, like I'm having fun track.
100%.
And I played this morning. I got up and I played it, and I felt great. Like that was just like. It's just a charming ass fucking video of him being a mayor. Yeah, I can't speak highly. I think he's great, and I hope to see more from him in the future.
100%. I think this album is really amazing. We got both the fun and happy Wiki and the also introspective, real Wiki, and where we really learn more about him, his identity, what he's going through.
And good intro ending.
Yeah. I think all around a really well-rounded project.
So I'll throw it in. I don't know. Maybe I might switch, but I think this is just a solid cool for me.
Yeah.
I might in the future fall more than that, but I don't think it's gonna get lower than a low cool or cool.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's where it's staying, and perhaps in the future, maybe at the end of the year, if we talk about our favorite albums, it might jump up because I spent more time with it and I like it. Found things I relate to more, or found just like, oh, there's all these other things about this album, or oh, sonically, like I got used to, because it's so like out there sometimes that you just have to like you need to like readjust your brain. All right, so let's go to the next one, baby.
The next one, man. We still got. Wow, there's 3 more albums to go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mark,
strap
you
in.
knew how long this was gonna take.
It's gonna be beautiful, y'all. Next up, we got Action Bronson, another New York resident, coming in with his Blue Chip 7000.
I think this might be a quick review.
That's what I was saying. I was like, some
yeah.
of these are quick, so I'm like, it works.
Okay.
Action Bronson, I've been basically saying it with each single that he's dropped, but this is what I expected. When you say Action Bronson Blue Chips, there's like a very set idea I have in my head of just him rapping in his very signature style over Party Supplies, is solid
not
production.
Party Supplies the whole time.
That's true. I did find out.
I thought that was fucked up,
but
it has to be. I think that's actually really fucked up. I think that if you build a whole series off of one producer and then just like for the big one, be like,
some other people are involved with this one.
Yeah. So I thought that was a little bad, but I think his intention was to have just more variety, and
right.
They kind of ended up being the same.
Yeah, it does sound pretty sonically similar throughout. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's Action Bronson coming in with, usual quotable lines. I got plenty that I wrote down.
Yeah, there are a bunch of I think I'm just mad in a different way. Just because it's just the same. Like, it's good, but it's the same. It's the same. It's like, it's so, like, I don't know. It's just, like, I like it, but I feel like I got this already. I think I've gotten all, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like, tired of Action Bronson. I think, like, it's not, I won't consider it a shtick. Like, his character, I think, is very charismatic, likable dude with a very interesting perspective. Right. But I just need something else. Like, at this point, I'm bored.
I don't know. Like there's certain rappers I feel like there's a sound that they carve up, and, like, I like that sound. And when you just hand me that, like, I'm cool with it. Like, I don't need much else from you. I'm not expecting you to be this big chart topper or do anything that I think is going to build you up. I'm just like, hey.
But I feel like Action Bronson he can paint a picture really well and tell a story too, like Wiki. And I feel like I think there's potential there, and I think he can craft something more engaging with it. Like, I don't know, just like the type of person he is and the things, maybe tell a story. I don't know. It just feels like it's just more of the same, and it's just kind of like, it's good, but I want something else. Look at it. Okay, the Ghostface. Let's take Ghostface. I think has like the prototype for him. Yeah. They sound the same,
right?
But Ghostface crafts like a story or like a thing around it, and there's movements, and then you can paint a picture with his words, and it can be goofy, it can be stupid, it doesn't matter, but like it keeps me engaged and like, oh, there's something else. He's going for this thing, he's going for this sound, or like he's going specifically for this area of this sound, or I just feel like there's just no ambition at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty open about the lack of him. He's just like, I didn't expect I was going to get here. And he's just like, I'm just having a good time, just putting money on the table. And I enjoy, like, what this is. So he just kind of does this. And Vice is really, like, where he's like, he gets paid to do his dream.
I need the hunger. But I need the fight. And it's just like, it's just dull.
You know who I like?
It's not dull because his lyrics are still, like, fun to listen to.
Yeah, like, they're always, he's always giving me something that just makes me perk up. And, he'll drop something like, same outfit every day like a cartoon, sweep you off your feet like Ryu in the corner.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mommy need a kitchen set. She off the boat. She don't even know the Simpsons yet. It just gets me.
What's the one where he's like, he walked to like he came descended from the heavens?
Oh my god! Like the
that's a really great one.
The fucking
yeah, like the guitar, yeah.
What are they fucking called? Mike Myers. Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the guitar in Wayne's World. There we go.
Yeah,
Bam,
yeah.
nailed it.
There's like stuff like that. I love his referencing. I just felt like if it was more focused and ambitious, I enjoy it. As a studio album, I'm just kind of like lukewarm. I like it, but the thing is, I don't know. Like I'll listen to it. I just want more. I want better, and I know he's capable of it. And it's boring to me.
Here's my take. There's this brand of rapper for me.
I can't take another one of these from him.
I'll liken him to like for me, Action Bronson's very similar to like a Currency.
Okay.
Like he's just a guy who you give him a very like set. I mean, with a little bit of range, but a very similar style of production, and he just like raps cool over it. Like, and that's it. And I just kind of use that as like it's just a vibe. Like I'm gonna listen to this while like, you know, I'm playing video games, while I'm like relaxing, like if I was still in school, like listening, like study, like this is like study music. It's just like good background music that'll like get my attention every now and again with a good lyric, make me laugh, and it's just like,
I just felt like other
chill.
projects felt more coherent to me, like the fucking Alchemist one.
That's true. There was
Stories.
definitely some that had like a flow or just like better like transition somewhat. Like Rare Chandeliers does have like, I agree, like have a lot more going on.
It's just like the lack of just like, and it's not just, I understand it's just like supposed to be like a vibey type thing, but I enjoy like the picture painting and like the stuff like, or like the character of Action Bronson. And
That's true.
And if he was able to present, I mean, like there's certain, like I'll give my right lung just a dunk once or whatever, like that's like a classic.
We got it. We fixed it. Also, shout out to Moodroid. But yes.
Is it fixed?
Yeah, we're good.
Yo, I think I got the stream over. Oh.
Shout out to Mr. Cat. We're good.
Great. Yeah, I just want more from him, and I understand like if it fills that role, but as like I actively drove and listened to this album, like I just listened in, and I was just like I wanted something more. And perhaps if I was doing something else, like playing a video game or something, I could vibe out. But the fact that I was focused in, all I could think about was like, man, I wish there was just more than what I'm getting right now. And it just comes off like he's still like a multifaceted, interesting character, but it just came off as shallow beyond it's nothing new I know about Action Bronson.
That's fair.
I like the fact that he came off so seriously, saying I'll give my right lung just a dunk one. I thought that was a fucking sick line.
That's
something
amazing.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think that's sick. But I also hate the fucking Hot Pepper song. I think it sounds terrible.
Well, yeah, that's actually my biggest critique was that, like, I wasn't like, oh, I want more from this. If anything, I was just kind of like, some of the beats are just kind of okay on this one. And I was like, because that's my thing. I'm like, what I'm asking of you, like, all I'm asking of you is just, like, say cool things and have a really good beat. And this one had, like, some beats that I was like, these aren't as good as some of the other Blue Chips beats. And so that was more of my letdown there.
I think it was because the Blue Chips
like you had two jobs.
Those are like typically like an 80s type vibe, right? Dude, I'm not wrong.
With the Blue Chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them have...
a lot of big 80s samples.
Big 80s samples and like a lot of...
And that's never changed because I remember all of them having that feel. This didn't. This was like... There was some songs towards the end that had that sound, but then like... Perhaps sampling is hard with that.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's true, too. I think that's what held them back on the beats was because they weren't allowed to just sample anything. And that's what took the album so long to come out was clearances, basically.
Part of the hype, I thought, was always just hearing like a song you knew and then Action Bronson fucking flipping it and just like being sick on it.
Oh, like the Contemporary Man, where it's just like the like 4 or 5 like popular songs everyone knows, and he's just going in on all of them.
That's a fucking sick time.
Yeah,
and it's fun and it's exciting and it's like conceptual in a way.
And I think
that's like exciting to me. And then this, nothing was falling in that.
And that's why I kind of always feel
this
that
is not a review.
Yeah, shit. But that's what I think will always hold him back about him being a major label rapper, is I think because there's a clear distinction between mixtape Action Bronson and where he's been at now with Mr. Wonderful and now this. And it's because, honestly, he can't have the same level of production because he was so reliant on sample-based beats. And I think it's definitely affecting him somewhat.
I think the part of the sampling based beats was part of his personality,
right?
Like
and
kind of like that big,
the charm,
like kind of these bold and brash samples that are like very in your face, just like he is,
right?
Like yeah, and I felt like part of that probably didn't catch my attention this time, and it bored me.
So I think you're right. He does need to do something to figure out that aspect because he's clearly not going to be able to rap over the same level of production.
I'm not saying he's going with a Pimp a Butterfly,
right,
or anything. But like, take an example of like Ghostface did that whole like storyline like one. I think
Supreme Clientele.
Yeah, no, there was
you mean like the
one with Adrian Young,
the Reasons to Die
12 Reasons to Die,
and then
12 Reasons to Die 1, Part 1, 2. Part 1 and 2, they're both great, but
right.
Like, I think a story crafted by Action Bronson would be fucking amazing.
That's true.
And it would be hilarious, and he's just like...
Because he could easily just, like, create a character, commit to it, and rap in that character. And he's done it.
And I think that'd be so much fun. And I just think the thing is, I could just go through so many things in my head that I know he's capable of, and he's not doing.
That's
true. He's releasing this. So I am just... I think I've just repeated this a bunch. I'm just disappointed from that. Mm-hmm. Not bad. Not at all. Just, as you said, more of the same.
That's fair.
And probably not as good as the best stuff.
No.
So
I think overall I am actually gonna, despite I've been seemingly like fucking like all
the biggest
about him,
Action Bronson,
but I am gonna give it like I'll give it a high I because there was definitely some things that I feel like I didn't get that I would normally get from an Action Bronson project. But there's still some stuff I really like, still some good quotables. Not consistently amazing beats, but some good beats in there. And I thought it was solid. Like, I'll listen to some stuff again for sure.
So I'll give it like a mid to low. I give a stern low. I just being like, come on, Action Bronson, you're teetering on the edge of me being disinterested. And I want to be interested. I'm there. I think you're funny. I think you're a cool guy. I just want you to be more ambitious. Like, find something, stick with it, or create create a world. I think your brain's amazing. I think it's so funny. And like the way you reference things, the way you like I don't know, commit to your like this braggadocious, ridiculous character, and just like saying fucking ridiculous shit, like giving up your right lung to dunk one time, or just like descending from the heavens, and just like saying such wacky stuff like that. I think you can paint like a really fun and cool picture. For sure. And you're not. So
step it up, pal.
Step it up, buddy.
Step it up, big guy.
So yeah, I'll give you a low I.
Fair enough.
Next,
ASAP Mob, The Cozy Tapes, Volume 2.
So we're moving on. Yeah, move on to the ASAP.
It's time. It's time for your boy to get harsh. And normally I don't do this, but I was fucking mad as fuck.
Okay.
This album. There's a lot I don't like.
Hey Mark,
and I'm getting fucking sick of this shit. I'm getting this Mark angry coming out.
I love it, Mark.
You don't.
I don't.
Don't fucking do this to me. The one time I'm like actually sternly not into an album, you're gonna fucking love it. But nah, it's like here's the thing. I really wanna love ASAP Mob as a whole, but I'm starting to just accept that I only like ASAP Ferg and ASAP Rocky. Like, there's just none, like, the fact that there's just so much that they have to do to try to supplement the fact that, like, 12E, Nast, and Ant are just not as good as them.
I remembered one of the songs I liked. I agree.
But, like, wait, let me finish this point here. To the point that, like, the most exciting part of this album is the fact that there's this unheard dude that I didn't even know about named Smokey Margella, who's 15, by the way, out-raps the other, like, 3 auxiliary members of ASAP Mob. Smokey Margella's verses on, like, the 4 tracks he's featured on is better than Ant, 12E, and Nast, and he's 15. And I'm really excited about him. Like, shout-outs to them for putting him on this because he's really exciting. I think his voice is really interesting. I think he's got good bars. I'm curious to see what Smokey Margella does next. But I'm just like, oh my god, like why? And then we'll get to the point. We'll get to kind of what I think is the opposite with Brockhampton, but they don't really like know even how to like use their good members because I feel like they have Playboy Carti now who can make catchy good hooks. And I think he only has one hook on the whole like project, and that one it's a great hook. And
is Playboy Carti in ASAP Mob?
Yeah, he's in ASAP Mob.
Okay,
he's like with them fully.
Okay, I didn't
And
know
like
that. I thought it was
they
just a
barely
bud.
use it. They just give him like a little verse every now and again. And I'm like, this man shits out good hooks, and he's very underused. Like he's not used as well as he could have to at least make just some catchy hype songs, and you could at least excuse the like okay members of ASAP Mob. But they just don't use them enough, and it's just like this frustrating mess of like someone good boosting them up.
Crazy.
Like
This was me the first take.
like Gucci Mane comes in, gives that song life. Even Lil Yachty comes in for Bahamas. I like that song along.
That's a good song.
But it's carried by like Lil Yachty and like the good members of ASAP Mob, and no one else.
Okay,
and it's just so frustrating.
Let me defend. There's one song I liked that I was surprised.
Okay,
I liked Coziest. I thought it had a good beat.
which one is that?
There's one with ASAP 12 and Zach.
Oh god, yeah.
It had kind of like this. It has like a what is it? It was like this.
Yeah.
Like a baseball game type thing. And I like heard 12 on it, and I was like, wow, I wish his album sounded like this.
Yeah.
I thought he sounded great. And that song transitions beautifully into the next song, which is the fucking crazy one with Joey Badass. It's literally just like a who's who of New York hip hop.
But yeah, like I mean, chat's making some great points here. Like Lil Uzi Vert, like the guests are the best part of ASAP Mob. Like, there's just other people coming
Joey Badass,
in.
Kirk Knight, like
the pro era like cipher
on Raph. It's just like the other people.
The other people way better. Like, because that song is great. What is it? What Happens with like Beast Coast representing pro era
just like
and Flatbush.
It's like a who's who of New York. Like, that's a good song. And then I liked so far out of songs I like
all feature heavy and not relating to the not good members of ASAP Mob.
I just felt like some of the beats were kind of weak.
Yeah, and there's no Lamborghini High equivalent. There's no real big hype song. I think Bahamas maybe the most upbeat beat they had. Really, there's just I was grasping for things that I liked about this, and it's basically the 15-year-old rapper.
I'm glad I didn't have to defend
John C. Reilly
this as
skits.
much because I know Tim liked it more than Volume 1. But he's probably not watching.
Damn you, Tim.
Damn you, Tim. But I was just like, man, Tim liked it. Like, I don't know how Mark's gonna feel because I think he was kind of liked Volume 1, right?
Volume 1, there was at least like more like. I think the feature songs like carried it more. Where I was just like, there are songs I really like on it. It's not because ASAP Mob as a whole is good, but I was like, I like these songs.
I think it's funny because they addressed my almost issue by focusing on the members, but then I was just like, they're all bad.
Yeah, I'm like, oh well, you guys just aren't good.
They're so bored. And I think this is an interesting review. I think you purposely did juxtapose it with Brockhampton. So let's shift it. Like, okay, we both give this a butt, right?
Yeah, we're gonna shout outs to John C. Reilly. You couldn't save this album. It's gonna be a butt from me, dog. I was just I don't like it. I thought it was butt, 100%.
Yeah, I thought it was butt as well.
And so transferring over to our final album of the night, another mob.
So this is a good
project.
Mob project collective. I think is group boy band.
Boy band. They consider themselves
Southside One Direction.
Hell yeah.
Let's. This is a good group.
This is an example of how you do a collective and how you make good music. They know how to use each other. They know how to cater even like an individual song to each person. They beautifully construct the instrumentals.
They also highlight members.
Each in their own particular style, and it's just way better.
And
this
they
album
also
has so many highlights.
They switch up their flows on like songs to fit in it. They're not afraid to sound different within each track. I could not speak higher enough. I think this is a great album.
This is amazing. In fact, I'd say the only downside is the fact that like some of them are so good that I wish I could get more of them. Like this album made me really appreciate is his first name Russell but Boring.
What?
Russell Boring, the guy with the really falsetto
voice. I thought his name was Joby or something.
That's like his like name, but his like I guess his like real name is like Russell Boring or something.
Oh,
And I like calling him by that.
I don't know.
It's a fucking cool name.
Well, okay.
But
so you like this falsetto on that
but
one
that song, because he's only prevalent on it's Sweet, and he's on Tokyo too. He's the first verse of Tokyo. Oh yeah, and he's on Junkie. Well, is this the one where he's just pull up?
No. On Junkie, he.
No, he does have.
He goes off in a second. There's in the video.
Yeah.
On his shoulder. He's a dude. He used to have long hair. And, he cut it short.
Oh,
so you watch the early videos, he was like wacky. There's a fucking crazy dude with long hair. That was him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the main singer probably outside of Kevin Abstract.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh man, I love this guy's verse. His sing raps are so cool sounding. Where I'm like, like more of this guy, but like also like there's just so much other good stuff that like he just comes in when he's needed, and they know like the perfect slot to put him in, and they just all sound great. Hey, but guess what?
If you want more of them, Saturation
and they're just pumping out good shit. We got Saturation 2 right now, Saturation 3 on the way soon. They're just killing it. They're firing on all cylinders. The world needs to know that Brockhampton is the fucking shit.
I think part of it,
the best collective to come out in a very long time. I think this album's
good, but I think juxtaposed to ASAP Mob just makes it seem so much better.
Just light years ahead. Like they just clearly know what they're doing.
And I think I was a big fan of the first one too, and I would say like it is a continuation, very much so, of the first one. And a lot like all the. I'd say that perhaps there's a more singy stuff in the first one that I liked. And I enjoy that they shifted a little more to rap. I think singing's still good. I think the first album's still great. I think they're about on par with each other for me right now. I have to let it sit with me a little more. Because the first one I go back to and I like more and more. And I don't know 2 is going to be the same way. But all the songs, the singles are coming out. I was throwing them on my phone. I was listening to them before that came out. And then the whole album comes out. There's all the songs I like. Like, there's not... I don't think there was really... I just want more.
Well, here's my... I think I like this more than Saturation 1 a lot. And I had more... Yeah, I had more time to listen to it, and I had more to unpack. And I think one of the big things that takes it over the edge for me is because 1 was good, it was great, it's an amazing album. But I feel like, unless I have to go back to 1 again, 2 really, like... There's points where, like, 2's just being hype and amazing, and then there's parts of 2 where they're hitting, like, issues. Like, there's multiple songs where, like, Amir talks about, like, race and going to school in predominantly white areas and what that's like, and experiencing racism from an early age. There's obviously the Kevin Abstract song where he's dealing with homophobia. And, so there's, like, stuff where they're hitting hard-hitting stuff. Matt Champion has like a song, has like a verse about misogyny.
And, it's on the same one with the same one on Junkie.
Yeah, so there's like stuff where they're hitting hard hitting stuff as well as just making like fucking bangers. So I was like, oh wow, like there's so much to this group.
I think they do hit those issues in the first one, but it's more in the singy songs. Okay. So it's less like fucking like direct as it is. I feel this one is more direct. But they do address like all this stuff, I think, in the previous one. Okay. But I think each member's perspective on it is not as concrete. Right. I think the first one was more as a whole. I know where they stood on things. Right. And this time it was more personal. Like I understood Matt Champion.
Yeah, like I understand.
Matt Champion feels this way.
So, Amir feels this way. Kevin Abstract feels this way.
So I think part of that also, I can't tell whether or not it was because I know their names now. Yes. Or because like I know their names, I know their voices, I'm familiar with them, so I can identify, I can pick out their opinions. Because before I didn't know any of them. Right. Like I knew Kevin, and I could pick out Amir's because I liked him. Right. But then everyone else, and then also just wacky guy's voices, Merlin Wood, and white guy Matt Champion, singy white guy
Don McLemmon,
and Don McLemmon,
who kind of sounds like Domogenesis is how I've distincted him.
Well, I think he's great because I think if we take everyone's all right, like the whole group, right? So let's say Kevin Abstract, clearly like he's the leader, but he's not like kind of like. I'll say Tyler's, if you can compare to Odd Future, Tyler's more like present and kind of overbearing, while he lets anybody just kind of like go loose, right? But he's definitely like the head of the group. And then you take like an Amir Vaughn, who's kind of like the street dude, but he's also like real as fuck. And he comes up
really
like,
interesting.
Yeah, just really, he can be funny. He can, but he can also be really serious, and he can also use some wacky metaphors for things. And he definitely is some of the most memorable and like kind of like catching your ear type lyrics. I've heard an interesting comparison.
Yeah, he has like all the quotables. Activist in my baby bottle. My baby stroller was an Impala. All the good stuff.
And take a Don McLemmon. I think he's just like definitely the catchiest flow type dude. Because every time he shows up, it's just like
you're like, oh hell yeah,
yeah. Because like I remember Tokyo, which is one of the best songs. I think that song's so good.
Yeah.
And it starts off. Tokyo also has Joby. At the beginning. Yeah. But then not any after that. Yeah. But then it goes cuts to Amir, and Amir Vaughn sounds great, and then he's just like a cracked iPhone screen, something about iTunes and my new home or something like that. And then it cuts into Don McLemmon, and then he has a completely different fun flow right after. And it's just so catchy.
And it's perfect because it keeps you invested. It's not just catchy. The entire song.
And there's stuff there.
Right.
And then you come up with Merlin Wood. I feel like there's like some people who hate him. I love him. I love him.
I love the self-aware line that's about him too. Like bring the loud one with the blonde hair or something like that. Oh yeah. I'm trying to get Beyonce to adopt me. Adopt me. I was like, I would have never met my friends if not for satellites. Yep. Like stuff like that. Like he has like if you're able to listen in on stuff, like figure it out, like just because it's jarring. Right. But it's like the ODB effect where you're like, wow, this is crazy how this man's rapping. But there's some great.
I always thought he brought life to stuff sometimes. Just his energy.
Oh
and
what's the
his moment on Junkie's hype as fuck.
His moment on Junkie's hype as fuck. His moment on Queer, where like the beat fucking shifts around him.
I like his the juxtapose at the end of the song. There's like that beautiful sounding song, but then it's this crazy voice on top of it. And I thought that sounded really cool. In general, I would say perhaps my biggest complaint, and it's not a complaint. It's just like I felt. Like in the first one, there was so much variety that I didn't fall into like a rhythm of understanding like the concept of because like, at the end of Brockhampton 1 or Saturation 1, I wouldn't be like, this is the formula for a Brockhampton song. Yeah. Now I'm aware of the formula. Right. Like now because they've done more like posse type tracks for this one, which are all awesome. They're all great. Right. But perhaps I am now more aware of the Brockhampton formula. And the thing I'm scared of is that in the third one, are they going to break it? Are they going to do more of the other stuff from one? Or is it going to be... Is two supposed to be like the banger one? Like, I don't know what each... It's
what the trilogy holds for us.
I mean, it's not going to change up too much, obviously. But I just hope... I feel like we got the posse hype tracks out of this. Right. And I feel like we still have them in the next one. We already have one song.
Because we have that one song that is pretty posse hype.
Yeah, I want them to switch it up just like a tiniest, just the formula, tweak it. Not, obviously not reinvent yourself, impossible, because you're releasing 3 albums within a short amount of time. But I'd enjoy just like, I guess I like claiming some of the more slow stuff from one or some of the weirder stuff from one. Yeah. And maybe just tweaking that and making that... a better version of that. I don't know. It's like I just need a shift because I feel like I know not. I think it's just done. Like this like formula for me, like it's not. It's not done in the sense that and if I hear it again, I'm like, fuck this. Right. But it's just like
aware.
I'm aware, and that can be dangerous. Okay. And it's not saying it's bad. It's just saying you can't fall into a rut because if not, then you lose a lot of steam going for you. And so releasing 3 albums, if you release a third album that's like you switch things up, even the tiniest degree where it just throws me off or I don't fully like, because there's still some stuff that threw me off here. Right. So if you can keep my attention and keep innovating at least slightly in the third one, I think this trilogy is going to be like fucking amazing. It's going to be such a great, like, such a thing that's never existed before. Right. 3 albums.
Just back to back to back.
Establishing a sound and all their personas and who they are. Like, that would be amazing. And I really want them to achieve it. And that's why I'm only critical in this. This is great. Go listen to it. It's Mondo Kool for me. Yeah. Yeah, for both of us, it's Mondo Kool.
But hold up. I'm about to start off the new tradition. I'm going to have my Anthony Fantano equivalent of putting on the yellow flannel here. Okay. I'm going to give Brockhampton the Mondo Kool, and I'm going to throw on the hentai hat to commemorate this moment.
You have a hentai hat?
We got the straight up hentai hat. We got the booty grabbing hentai hat on right here for you people. That's because this shit is Mondo Kool. Wow. And I really fucking enjoy this fucking album, and it is so lit. Shout outs to Brockhampton earning the first official hentai hat, Mondo Kool. It's just great. If you don't know them by now, you fucking need to. They're really good. They make amazing music. And this album is just further proof. And Saturation 3, hopefully, will be even the first.
Sorry, I just like
trimming
just to keep talking because there's so much here.
Yeah.
And I don't just because we reviewed 6 albums, I don't want to like undercut this one at all. Which is just like I also like the fact that they're still aware of some of their because you mentioned Merlin Woods aware of that. But then also Amir Vaughn is aware when he just says like him talking about gangster stuff, and he's just like "fuck you" basically. And I like that they address stuff like that in it. Right. And again, Mondo Kool, everyone, check it out. There's definitely a lot. There's a storyline going on throughout. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't.
Can you break down the Me Llamo Roberto storylines for us right now?
Talking about the second one,
because the second one has like his like skits kind of.
So skits. There's 2 of them. The second one is it was just like a prayer.
Okay.
Kind of like literally just like a by the book type prayer. There's like some things like different in terms of wording that's specific to like Brockhampton, but like it's like the typical like Catholic prayer that I would hear growing up.
Gotcha.
And then, but also involving like his family and friends and stuff.
Okay.
And then the first one, I forget the specifics because it's a really weird, like it's not just like I have to go back and listen to it because it's just like a really oddly worded thing. And he just mixes like milk and like drowning in it, and like I don't know. I felt like I still don't fully understand what the. Perhaps if I like sit down and read it, I could figure out. But it's like very cryptic.
Gotcha.
I thought and I think it's talking about finding his friends or feeling he's never himself normally. I can't. I'm
Something about being
it's a combination at the same time that I can't remember fully.
Yeah.
Even if I fully understood parts of it, but like. He just talked about just not belonging and stuff. It was nothing like, it was crazy some of the references, but in terms of emotionally, it wasn't anything unexpected. It was all very kind of like dark and kind of like looking for hope type things.
Yeah. Which
was kind of the themes of the first one, just kind of like loneliness and like feeling isolated. And the reasons why each one of them are isolated. I mean, I hear Amir is supposedly the main character because he's the front.
Yeah, because he's the front
of 1 and 2. So I guess Amir's been going a lot through like his identity almost,
for sure.
Growing up in like white schools, and then at the same time like facing racism, being part of gangs and whatnot. And I don't know whether there's been an arc for him. I think things are getting better for him, but then just like sequentially, he talks about things getting better for him in like Tokyo, and I think Junkie's after. And Junkie sees like he's going fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's going nuts.
So I don't know. I'm a bit lost, and I'm hoping by the third one I can figure out what's going on. Maybe I have to listen to the first one again. I also just have to read. I know the second bit skit thing. I know I can understand it completely.
Gotcha.
The first one, I know all the words said, but I just don't know what it means. I'm just like,
like, what are you getting at here, bud?
Yeah, he also has like a Barcelona accent, and that's what's
that one fucks you up.
I don't know. It's like a Welsh accent, in, like for English. Sometimes
you're just like you're saying
English
words,
but
it's just like it's not incoherent.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not like it's like British, like the equivalent. Like I'm just like, ooh, it's a little different.
Like, something's up here.
Yeah,
is that a colloquialism? Yeah.
Yeah, no, none of them were. I don't think there was any colloquialism.
Okay.
So, but just the way he pronounced certain words, I thought it was like, why is he saying that? And I was like, oh no, he's actually saying this. I just have to listen more.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm also just not that used to encountering many different like accents in Spanish. Yeah, like I've just Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Mexicans is what I'm used to. People from Spain freak me out.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
I don't like the way they talk.
You use the vosotros. I don't understand this.
And like the ¿Qué estáis ahí? ¿Qué estáis haciendo? It's like I also use vos every other word.
Oh god.
No, vos and vale. They use vale all the time for like okay. So they're just like, sí, vale. They say it all the time. It's really weird. I don't like it.
Damn.
So fuck you.
So
Spain.
Fuck you, Spain. You heard it here live. Brockhampton, Mondo Kool, Spain. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Whoever the bar Roberto. Fuck you.
But I like him.
Yeah, he's nice.
Shout outs to me.
He's a cool guy. Again, Mondo Kool, everyone. That was a great album. Go check out Brockhampton. I think it's you can buy it. You can stream it.
You can definitely buy it. You can stream it. Support the group any way you can.
Yeah, they're all living in a house together, and it seems like they need some money. So help them out. And they're making great music, and they're releasing a lot of music. That's like unprecedented. I think It's hard not to, because I know it's the third album now, just to think about this album in 3 album context.
Yeah.
But let me assure you that it's like, from what I said before about me figuring out the formula, it doesn't mean it's bad. I'm just scared. I'm just gonna be about the third one. Maybe, this is what we're doing again,
It's more of the same. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Is that what the third one's gonna be like?
I don't know, because like the first one is so fucking weird and so out there, and this is still weird, but it's more like I figured out the weird.
Gotcha.
So I want them to keep throwing me, not like, as I said, 180, but like just like shift it a bit, or maybe just the storyline will fucking blow me away. I'll figure everything out, and I'll be like, "Whoa, guys, this trilogy's crazy." But yeah, check it. I mean, I think we've gone. It's been a little redundant of how much we like this.
Yeah,
but
you get the gist.
Check it out. Stop listening to us. Look,
go listen to the album right now.
Check out the music videos.
Go.
They're great. Go check them out. I think all their tour dates sold out, so I'm sorry. But yeah, they're blowing up. They're gonna be huge. It's like obvious.
Yeah.
And as long as they release a third quality project this year, the trajectory is just gonna straight up.
Yep.
And after that, go to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, retool, and then come out with something different after.
Yep.
But yeah, I think after the third, I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna be like completely satisfied with the sound and what they created. And I think that's there. And I think they know that they need to create more different things. And they have like a shit ton of people at work.
Yeah,
on those things together.
With like not including like
I think there's like 9.
Yeah, it's like 9 or 10 of them when
Yeah.
you include the producers and cinematographers.
And like the fucking eyebrow guy.
Yeah.
Like, was super funny. He had a tweet that said, "I'm not just my eyebrows, guys."
Amazing. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 7 of Mondo Kool. We got through 6 album reviews. Look at us. We out here.
Dude, that was a lot. I feel like maybe I'm sorry if we seem like we perhaps gave more surface level type. And I don't know if we've always given deep analysis on anything.
We've gotten pretty in depth.
I think we tried our best.
Yeah.
Just for me, I felt like it's just like so much.
Yeah.
That I just feel like perhaps I could have delved deeper if I had more time. But this is what the industry gave us.
Yep.
They dropped fucking 6 albums on Thursday night. And we just had to deal with it.
We just had to go fucking through it. But yeah, thank y'all for sitting through this behemoth. I'm sure if you're thinking, I'll explain. But we've gone through a behemoth of an episode. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We are here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Pacific time, live and direct. So thank y'all for rocking with us. Episode 7, we out.
Midnight Eastern time.
Yeah, midnight Eastern time.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it's a little late, but
shout outs to you. You can catch us also on SoundCloud and YouTube though if you're not here for the live show. So hit that up as well. Links to that are in the bottom. So you know what I mean. We out here. Have a good night, y'all.
Check out Brockhampton.
Do it.
Fuck his Mondo.
Fuck Spain too.
Cool.
Just kidding, it's the post-game show now. What's up, y'all? What's up?